I'm Christian Abbott.
I'm Nathan Lavender.
I'm Sean Abbott.
And this is the Red Mist Podcast.
Hello, welcome to Season 2, Episode 37. The LA Honda World. Honda Performance Development Civic. FK7 TCR car. That's driven in the Michelin Pilot Series. By Matt Pombo and his co-driver. The OG of the racing podcast. Ryan Eversley.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very fitting choice with
Very fitting.
especially with HPD's announcement this past week.
Yep, and unfortunately, thoughts and prayers to Ryan and for the passing of his young puppy.
I know.
Franklin Beans.
Oh,
That was
Very sad.
yeah.
Anyways, thoughts and prayers, Ryan. Before we start, happy birthday, Christian.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes,
Get that
yes.
out of the
Big
way.
happy birthday. Yes.
All right. And happy early birthday coming up to world champion-elect Max Verstappen.
Yeah, coming soon.
Wow,
So.
greatness happens during this week.
Yeah, guess so.
It's amazing. Anyways, both the same age.
4 days apart.
4 days apart. On this episode,
That's really nuts. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. Well,
I
guess,
didn't even think of that. Like,
yeah. When his F1 debut happened, my F1 career ended.
right? F1 Boston.
So
I think all of
F1
that.
Boston or actual F1 career?
actual F1.
All right.
No,
Okay.
we can live on until F1
Yeah.
until F1
Right.
Boston's
Okay.
whatever.
On tonight's episode, we'll discuss NASCAR and the chase from Texas World Speedway. I didn't realize I was just an hour and a half away from there in San Antonio.
I know you should have stayed.
Could have stayed. My
Well-
God, it was hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
summer.
yeah,
Somewhere in the south.
Yeah, late summer in Texas. Woof. Anyways, we'll talk that. We'll talk F1 and a return to form.
Mm-hmm.
For one Red Bull driver.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah. Well,
we will discuss.
it's true.
We will discuss further
Yeah.
implications later in the show during the news and notes sections. That's pretty much it for the racing.
yeah. Like
I mean, we had the LMS was at Spa.
mhm.
It was a DTM race at the Red Bull Ring.
Mhm.
That was about it. I didn't watch Xfinity, Nate, so I couldn't tell you what happened there.
No, it's okay.
All right.
But I'll tell you, this was the start of the round of 12 on the Cup side. But I'll tell you what was the biggest surprise, I think, was in qualifying when Bubba Wallace, who is still in playoff contention, did get pole position.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, I was expecting his teammate, right, Tyler Reddick, or as Sean, you like to put it, Young Money, or Denny Hamlin to get pole. But ended up being Bubba,
Does pole really matter?
kind of, in these kind
Do
of
they
tracks.
get a point?
If anything, it's not like it really matters at like super speedways. Mile and a half, they kind of matter, I would say, more so than super speedways.
All right.
Yeah. I mean,
Because for the most part, the race does break apart.
Because I watched the race, and then we got to stage 2, and Bubba tumbled.
Well,
And
and,
then
Kyle Larson, he had Kyle
Money's,
Busch.
Yeah, Young Money stormed to the front.
Well, they had a really good battle going on. I was thoroughly enjoying it. And Kyle Larson was going around the outside.
That was stage 3.
Yeah.
I'm just talking during stage 2.
But I'll tell you, you know who was kind of shining in stage 1 was Chris Buescher.
The fact that we're talking about stages.
Yeah.
I know it's disgusting.
Anyways, all right. So, yeah. So Daryl kind of he was in the game all day.
Yeah, and what was it? I think it was the first caution came out when Austin Dillon. Did he lose a tire?
Oh, I'm shocked.
Yeah, he lost it. Yeah, well, besides the always Austin. Yeah, Sean, say it with me. It's a bird. It's a plane.
It's Austin Dillon.
Yes, it's Austin Dillon crashing. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So some things just never change.
The fact that NASCAR cars lose a wheel with a center lug nut fascinates me even more.
They only have one.
Right.
They took 80% of the work away, Sean.
How much, like in IndyCar, if someone botches a pit stop, it happens. Like it happened at Indy. It does happen.
Well, the Kirkwood wheel ejecting over the fence was not a center.
That wasn't a center.
Wheel
No, that
issue.
was a wheel hub issue or something, right?
Yeah, and then the tether got severed.
Right.
So, and that's how it shot all the way off.
That's an anomaly. I'm just saying, in NASCAR, it seems to happen every pit stop.
Every pit stop. I mean, every cycle of pit stop, someone does do it.
Right.
I would say.
Well, that's what I meant. Pit stops.
Even with still in F1 and any of the other lower formula categories, and then you're saying IndyCar and
Formula 2.
Yeah,
Did it happen?
Especially in F2.
Zandvoort.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was the funniest radio chatter.
But I mean,
my tires.
I'm not surprised that more wheels are coming off, but I mean, the way NASCAR is with everything so tight, and you can lose 5 positions or gain 5 positions just on it. Yeah, everyone's under pressure. So I mean, you got to perform, and the quickest one out will make the most.
It's like that's the problem with the stages. Everybody pits at once. So it's like no one can get away from anybody, and that's why this stuff happens.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Nate, I unfortunately had to watch the race.
Had to watch.
Yeah,
What do you mean you had to?
I had to.
Yeah, right.
Because I wasn't going to watch, and pardon me if we have a Kansas City Chiefs fan out there, but I was not watching the Kansas City Chiefs and Travis Kelce's date with Taylor Swift play out.
Yeah. Wait, Sean, I thought you were a Swiftie.
Oh, God, no, never mind. Moving on.
No.
So that my choice at that point became limited because every time I flipped over to the NFL Red Zone, it was still Chiefs. Mm-hmm. Chiefs and who were they playing?
Bears.
No, Chiefs. Bears. Yeah, Chiefs and Bears. How bad is that? Like,
well, the Bears are doing awful this year.
Right, and the Cowboys were playing the Cardinals, which was a better game and an upset.
There was a more. It doesn't matter who else was playing.
There was a better game.
There was a more competitive game going on than that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
anyways,
back to
you're always going to have a competitive racing.
So where did I go? NASCAR.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's a good drinking game, NASCAR being. Because every time you hear Jumpin' Jeff Burton say something, right?
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, that was painful.
That's a good drinking game, right, Sean?
Him and Steve Letarte, man. It was just, woof. They're just screaming, yelling. Rick Allen.
Junior did it a few times. He was like, we gotta stand.
But Junior does it when there's something happening. These guys, they scream and yell.
Like when Truex spun.
Yeah, they scream and yell, and then Rick Allen screams and yells on the way out to a commercial. I'm like, no one cares. And then I got to come back, and we go to the pit command center or the pit box, and I don't know what goes on there with Kyle Petty, Dale Jarrett, and
they just
Brad Doherty.
But
I don't know. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
Do they still do the rev it up or tune it up?
No, that's on Fox.
That's on Fox.
That's the crank it up.
Yeah.
Crank it up. Crank it up, and the gopher comes up.
Crank it up.
If they could just do crank it up for the whole race,
I know.
that would be good. I would like that.
I would rather see crank it up with the whole race and the stupid gopher popping up.
Yeah.
Like you used to.
Yeah.
That was dumb. Yeah, I didn't really care for it.
Anyways.
Well, if they did that version for F1, they could have done the Lizard at Singapore.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Hang on. So a little bit of a pop quiz. What was the gopher called? What was his name?
Gary.
DW.
Oh my God! No, it was Digger.
Digger.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that
So
was the
Digger,
name.
get it? It's like what a spotter says to the guy: keep digging, keep digging,
Keep digging. Yeah.
keep digging. Or a coach says to a driver: keep digging.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So
Yeah. So I'm watching the race. I'm going, all right, Young Money's going to win the race, and I get it. Like Wallace got quick on the pit stop, but I'm like, I still don't get why Kyle was like running him like hard. It wasn't. They weren't.
he wanted the lead.
I know, but what was that going to do? He was like halfway. Like he could have waited.
He was going to get him the lead.
He could have waited and drafted by. I mean, I didn't quite.
It's not that easy at this track because here's the problem, Sean.
Wait a minute. It's
Sean.
not that easy. William Byron came from like nowhere to take the lead and win the race.
No, that's because Young Money crashed. Then he got around Bubba.
But he was Nate. He was buried. He was buried in the middle of the pack.
He was kind of in a great situation. No.
Yes, he was buried in stage 2. He was buried in the middle of the pack.
You're talking stages now, Sean.
Nate,
come on.
Nate. Anyways, look. Anyways, I just don't understand. I don't understand. I just don't understand why Larson was racing him. Like there was no need for it. I mean, good thing is I didn't put money on Larson, so I don't feel bad. But I mean, I just don't get why he was racing him hard. He could have passed him at any point, and he still had a pit stop to go.
But I'll tell you that. Do you remember how Kyle Larson crashed?
He got underneath him and he side drafted off Bubba.
Yeah,
he got sucked around. That's what I'm saying. There was no need to get down in there. He could have done it anywhere.
But he did. It looks like he did overdrive it going in there because he was.
That's what I'm saying.
He was doing the turkey walk up the track.
That's what I'm saying. He there was no need to be racing that hard.
It was with 20 to go though, so I mean, it is
20 to go on a 2.5 mile oval. It's like 50 miles. Like 3 more laps, he could have got by him, no problem. And actually, as it turned out, 3 more laps, it was a freaking another big wreck because 2 guys ran the wall. You know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know why he did that. That was the thing that just mystified me.
I think you're just trying to get ahead before that caution comes out because I mean a caution at the end of these kind of races is inevitable.
Yeah, so it's a caution with 2 to go, and then we got to go to overtime for 9 hours.
Yeah, so my point is, I would want to try to get to the lead as soon as possible.
Speaking of guys speaking of guys that came out of nowhere, Ross Chastain. Like he was
in the top 10.
He was nowhere in that race. The Trackhouse guys were nowhere. They were like 15th and 20th at one point.
They got some playoff points though.
I get it, but they were like nowhere. So like it kind of poo-poos your they can't pass there.
What?
I'm taking the NASCAR expert to the shed. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, all right. Yeah, I'll tell you. Chastain had a great comeback and finished second.
Right.
That was an incredible result.
And you know who else had a great finish? Suarez.
Brad Keselowski.
Suarez, whose car like almost croaked on the track.
Had a better result finishing just in front of Suarez.
Yes, but anyways.
Just FYI.
Moving on. All right. So.
But anyway, okay. So of the other playoff drivers that finished in the top 10, that also includes Bubba Wallace finishing third, then Christopher Bell in fourth, and
Denny
fifth.
Hamlin,
I think.
Denny was fifth. Bad Brad was seventh.
Yeah, so top 5.
Yeah.
All playoff drivers.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Brad.
Bad Brad. All right. Okay.
He's consistent. He's consistent.
Austin Dillon was dead last. 1 lap.
He's won at this track before? He won it once?
1 lap. Oh. Ty Gibbs, even better. 4 laps.
So you're telling me... Wait.
So 4... Oh, that was points. Sorry. Allmendinger got hosed. He got caught up.
He wrecked.
He got caught up. Anyways. All right, let's move to the standings. So this is where it counts now. We got Byron leading. We got Hamlin. Bad Brad's
Byron's
teammate.
through.
Bad Brad's teammate Busher. Christopher Bell. Truex still in the hunt. Chastain still in the hunt. Keselowski
Still in the hunt.
peeking. Guess who's still inside the top 10 and he crashed out? Young Money.
Yeah.
And then let's see. So it's the top 10 from this stage go on? Is that what happens?
No, top 8.
Top 8. So on the outside looking in, Darrell Wallace. Tyler Reddick. Ryan Blaney. Right, Blaney's out, isn't he?
Not yet.
Kyle Busch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then we get the guys that are out are Harvick, Stenhouse, Logano, and McDowell.
And McDowell.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
But I'll tell you, RCR had a bad day. Kyle Busch wrecked too and was
Yeah.
out after his crash into 1 and 2.
All
So
right.
it was just a bad day all in all
Yeah.
for RCR.
So our next stop, it's very exciting. Talladega.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Could be the big one.
When is the big one going to happen?
At any moment there. Could happen any moment.
So
Well,
I'll tell you,
we'll get to
who's
we'll
going to
get-
win that race, Sean?
We'll get to news and notes of that race later on. So, all right. So that kind of wraps up the NASCAR chatter because Nate's going to give away the topic, and I don't want to do that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Right.
All right.
And
Yeah. I
honestly,
wonder what it is.
honestly,
There might be some spice to it.
honestly, JJ Yeley could win the race after the big one. So who knows? Anyways, so if the big one happens up front, well, the chaos. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll just wait and see. Trying to think if I'll be doing something Sunday.
You should be around. Come on.
Don't we have a cart to get ready?
That's halfway there.
All right, we'll go do that. All right. Anyways. All right, we'll go to the Red Mist Garage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ryder Cup will be on. Oh, no, Ryder Cup will be over by then.
Oh, it doesn't do Sunday?
No, it does, but it's Sunday morning early.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So, anyways.
They're in the homeland this weekend.
They are in Italy.
Yeah.
Friday morning, if you're up at 1:30,
Yes.
first group off.
Yes.
Sunday, it won't be 1:30. It'll be it'll be Monza time, like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Well, there we go. Off to Talladega. Woo! All right. Formula One. It's my favorite track. One of Suzuka. Japan. That's right. All right. Hands up. Did anyone think anything was not going to change from every other race but Singapore? Nate.
I mean,
Nate.
back to business as usual.
Yes.
Sean, I don't know why you had Verstappen as a dark horse at Singapore.
But did the dark horse come through?
Yeah, this
Okay.
last weekend.
Thank you. There you go.
What about his teammate?
There you go. We'll talk about him a little bit later. Anyways, let's put it this way. I think Max was even more motivated to get when he got there. And I don't really think anyone in the land of Red Bull, was too concerned.
No. But I'll tell you.
I mean, if you think about, there's two tracks essentially that car's not so bueno on. Singapore is definitely one of them. Monaco could be maybe three. Monaco, Baku, maybe.
Okay, as much as I want to say as Singapore is not a track for it, it did win last year.
It did, yes.
So the statement's kind of up in the air.
Yeah, I know, but anyways.
I don't know if whatever updates or
whatever little
or findings that they made
stuff,
from in the past off season probably influenced that, but I'm also not going to say that that's major either, because the way that this whole new system is supposed to work, they're not really supposed to have a ton of upgrades like that.
But when we unloaded at Suzuka, he went right to the top.
Business as usual.
Business as usual.
Yeah.
For sessions 1, 2, 3. Then we go to qualifying, and it was lights out, and Max takes the pole.
Yeah, by nearly half a second over.
Nearly a half a second
McLarens.
over a surprising Oscar Piastri.
That was a great.
I did not
great
expect
qualifying
Oscar
effort.
to be a front row
No, me
candidate.
neither.
I figured Lando would
Me
be
neither.
that person.
Yeah.
Now, saying that he could have qualified second row wouldn't have been a surprise, but very surprised and well done by Oscar.
Yeah.
He's come to grips with the car. Lando has come to grips with the car. So those two are, I think, formidable for the rest of the season. I think one more track I think Max will probably suffer at will be Brazil. For some reason, the Red Bull does no bueno there.
Yeah.
So maybe McLaren could get a win there.
Maybe.
Possibly.
And like we're talking this way, and what'll happen? We'll get there, and Max will run away.
Maybe, or I can't say it that way. Or maybe the defending race winners team could show up again.
You could bleep it.
Good.
We're not going to do it.
No.
Anyways. Because somebody in Canada got
All
in
right.
trouble
So
for
then,
that.
so the actually
Now,
lap one.
lap
race
one
start,
was a phenomenal lap.
Yeah. For the top three, I thought it went exactly as how I thought it would go.
Piastri did what he was supposed to do. He went down the inside.
Yeah.
Got alongside.
But what I thought would happen was exactly what did was Lando got to second.
Right.
Because he was on the
But
racing line.
Lando's plan was very interesting too. Lando has no fear. He knows how to race Max.
Right.
And his plan was he was going to send it around the outside. Fair enough. I would too. Because Max isn't going to save it to the outside because he's got to shut. You got to when you're on pole there. You're on the left side of the track. So yeah. So you have to cut over to the right. So I just never understood that. It's the non-dirty side of the track. That's how they describe pole. But anyways.
We can thank Ericsson Senna for that.
Yeah, I know. So, Max went over, cut off, defended, whatever. Did what they do on the first lap.
Yeah.
Lando did exactly what I thought, was just send it around the outside. Now, yeah, if he sent it around, got the lead, as soon as DRS came, it was going to be the same thing as it was. Where was it before? Was it Silver?
Saudi Arabia, where Fernando Alonso took the lead.
No, more recently. Wasn't it Silverstone or something? Or where did Lando? Lando took the
was
lead.
the one that was
you're right.
Lando took
Silverstone.
the lead, and as soon as DRS popped on, the Red Bull just blew by. So, I mean, I'm not too concerned. Like, again, Max is going to defend the position, but also if he loses the position, he's going to be like, I'll just wait and whatever.
Yeah.
What was surprising was the rest of the way around until we get to, there was some shenanigans in the back there. I mean, somebody got airborne.
Four wide.
Yeah, Albon got crunched. So yeah, that was tough stuff. And then hold on a second. Oh, don't tell me. Sorry. Bottas. It doesn't say how many laps he went, but he was first one out. And I think that was from that because he got wing and front suspension damage on that first lap.
Yeah. Did you see what the other Williams car did?
Which one?
Logan Sargent. He locked it up into the hairpin.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's right.
It just absolutely annihilated Bottas. I know
we're
on the Bottas subject.
That's what it was.
Yeah. So.
So not a good another non-stellar weekend for the young American. Our hope. The first, he's going to be the first American to score points since Michael Andretti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
I don't know.
That's not happening. Anyways.
No.
There was an article that came out recently that James Vowles. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know you have to defend everyone on your team to some degree, but I mean, it's kind of, he's like, the Sargent's making good progress, and I'm like, but still in that statement, he was like, it's hard to tell when
Making good progress.
when you're having all these accidents. And I'm like, well, yeah. I'm sure he's probably finding pace and doing good stuff in the data, but you also can't cost the team this much money.
Right. So let's talk about Piastri. Sat out the last year. I think did a FP1. The only time he's been in the car, other than doing the simulator.
Yeah.
Jumps in the car this year, and he's doing damn well. Liam Lawson jumps in. This is his third race, and if someone's coming to grips, Liam Lawson's coming to grips. Knocked Max out of qualifying at Q2 at Singapore. So, anyways, just saying.
Yeah, I mean, where it's look.
So let's
put him till Williams, and let's just see what happens next year.
So besides Sargent, let's get to the other two erstwhile number 2 drivers that really shone forth this weekend. Lance Stroll, once again, fine effort. Wow, so there's a reason they got overhauled by Mercedes. Because he's not scoring points.
And they could be by McLaren by the end of the year.
Because he did not score points early in the season. Okay, I know the car's tailed off, but still.
Yeah.
Now let's move on.
Get the points where you could.
Right. Let's move on to Checo.
Not one, but 2 DNFs.
2 DNFs, yeah. He put on a spectacular driving show in practice, spinning around. I mean,
I'll be honest, I didn't watch any of practice.
He spun around. Okay. I mean, it was hilarious. And then it was a week qualifying session. I mean, it's like. Then during the race, I mean, Nate, it looked like he was driving a rental cart.
He's applying for the touring car championship.
Like he took Magnussen out with a classic rental car move. He just stuck his nose in and then turned him.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
I don't know what he thought was going to happen.
Yeah,
there.
I have no idea. No idea. Just unbelievable. Then because I don't know, somewhere else he picked up suspension damage, had to park the car. Picked up nose damage. Like he changed the nose twice. Finally came in.
The first time was on the lap 1 incident when they went 4 wide.
Yeah. Then he went out. And
so I get that one. But the second one on Magnussen, that was excessive.
Yep. So he incurred a nose damage and then suspension damage on that.
Yeah.
So they bring him into the pits. Meanwhile, Max is romping away.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. Like they pit Max at one point. He comes in and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Comes in, they do it from the other side. So I don't know how they were doing it, like the pit lane side or something. They were opposite. They weren't in the garage. It was like the opposite side. I don't know where the camera guy was. And they flashed into the garage and there's Checo sitting in the car.
No, the guy is standing right outside the garage in between the car and the garage. So he just does a 180.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like he turns around, Checo's sitting in the car, and I'm going,
yeah.
That's the perfect spot.
I was like, what are they doing? Leaving him in there? And then it's like, okay, so the reason they sent him back out was there was this penalty that if you had to serve it or something. It was just there was some cockamamie rule that they're going to look at next year, and so that's why he went out and then they retired the car. So, anyways, meanwhile, the rest of the race was going along swimmingly. I mean, the McLarens basically were leapfrogging each other on pit stops.
Yeah.
So that basically shows that they were 2 very even cars.
But wasn't there one point in the race where Lando was kind of like, he mentioned that during the virtual safety car, and I think Checo was kind of holding him back a little bit.
Yeah, there was talk of that, yes. But also, I think Lando, there was a quicker McLaren pit stop, I think, with Lando for some reason.
No, the first pit stop, they pitted Oscar first by like a good couple of laps, and then Lando came in. So that's where Oscar jumped Lando.
Gotcha.
But then Oscar didn't really run away, and Lando caught him up fairly quickly. So then when they pitted again, that's when they brought Lando in first and then Oscar in after, and it corrected itself that way. The only thing I thought of was to cover off one of the other drivers a little bit further down, because when they did come out, I think it was Hulkenberg where he came out in the pit stop strategy. I think it was more traffic related to the strategy during that first pit stop cycle than just who was on track first. So.
Okay.
So, anyways, the Ferrari boys, a little bit of role reversal this weekend. Charles was a little bit quicker than Carlo this weekend,
but didn't put a foot wrong really.
We can get to the interteam squabble, intra-team squabble with the snitch. And Sir Lewis.
Yeah. Georgie Porgy. What was that?
I don't know.
Boss is gone and the cats will play?
That was kind of it. And it kept going that way. And apparently to the point where Toto had to basically call in from the lair high in the Alps to basically tell George to switch positions with Lewis. Anyways, and then he's like dive bombing Lewis, like,
the spoon.
Well, and spoon. Then what they did was they switched their they split the strategies between the two to not have that happen.
Right. So. And I don't know. And then they tried to do Carlos's trick with the DRS.
It wasn't working.
And freaking Russell couldn't do it. I mean, and Hamilton's like, just let me go, I mean, I'm starting to feel bad for Lewis. Like, seriously. Like, he's got this for a teammate.
Yeah, they could have kept Valtteri, but I guess not.
I know. It's just, I don't know. Anyways. But in the end,
Lewis says that. He says that all the time. He's like, he'll be asked who's his favorite teammate. He'll say Valtteri.
I know. Yeah, I know.
And then George is like right there, like
all droopy-eyed and whatever. So Lewis got 5th. So good for him. Carlos got 7th, 6th. Sorry. George 7th. That just Oh my God. Did anyone do a wellness check on Crofty? Because my God, they could have had 3 Brits in the top 3. I mean, anyways.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Fred was 8th. Team France was 9th and 10th.
Team France.
And then then our Kiwi friend, Liam Lawson. He's from New Zealand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the hometown hero, Yuki.
Yep.
12th. So.
Do I say it? He outbeat. He outpaced Yuki Tsunoda at his home track.
You know what? I'm gonna bet you that Lawson's driven at that track more recently than Yuki.
Oh, give me a break!
No.
Come on.
I think that was more strategy, because I think in that last round of pit stops, they pit Lawson first. Then they pit Yuki, so Lawson was able to gain the track position back. Because again, like McLaren, Yuki got ahead of Liam in the middle stage. Words. And then it swapped back around.
Yeah.
And by the time, however, with these two, it was kind of the flip of McLaren. Like, I think Yuki had the better race pace than Liam. Because when Yuki was out front ahead of Liam, he was kind of gapping a bit over the course of the tire run, but then when they flip-flop back for the last run, Yuki was like within a second the whole time. Gotcha. So, and I don't know if he just didn't want to send it on him, or he just didn't, or they were pretty evenly matched that he couldn't get by, but he was on his. They were kind of together the whole last half of the race.
Okay.
Okay, but look at the start. You got to look at the start. They were throwing knives at each other. They were really trying to get past each other.
They had a good
Oh,
battle.
yeah. No, it was good. Yeah.
You can't just say he was like laying back and just watching.
No, it was
I'm
good.
sure he was
It
driving
good
his
battle.
guts out trying to get back to him.
It was good battle. Good battle.
So congrats to Daniel Ricciardo and Yugi on the rides next year, but I don't know. If I was given that option, hang on, I wouldn't have gone that way.
We'll get to Liam next in a moment.
Okay.
In news and notes, we'll get there.
Yes.
All right. Congratulations to Red Bull, Team Red Bull. Oh, actually, Team Red Bull and Max.
And Checo, who helped with 2 races.
No, because even if Max was the one person scoring points, they'd have 400 points. The nearest competitor, 305.
And this is not adjusting for
Checo.
removing Checo out of the points and moving up or moving down.
So, but with Checo in it, Red Bull has clinched. So congrats to them. 623 points. So good for them. And now it's a dogfight for second and third. We have a 20-point differential.
And potentially 4th.
Yes. I don't see Alpine. No. So there's a dogfight for second and third, dogfight for 4th and 5th. So 2 through 5 in the Constructors Championship is up for grabs. On the driver's side, Max could clinch it at the sprint race.
Oh, that's right. They have these silly sprint races.
I saw a thing today that
maybe he'll throw it so he doesn't.
No, Sean. Why would you say that?
I saw a thing today. It was like Max has not won a championship in a conventional manner.
Oh, okay. What do you mean? Oh, like
first one, massive controversy, obviously.
Yeah.
Second one, they didn't know if he scored enough points or what, and then they just kind of handed it to him.
Yeah.
And then this time, if he finishes 6 or better, he wins the championship in a sprint race.
Gotcha.
So.
All right.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, because last year they weren't. Wasn't the rule supposed to be it would be half points, but they rewarded full points anyway?
Yeah,
or something like that.
It was something like that.
Something like that. All right, so we got Max. We got Team Checo, still hanging on in second place, but now in peril because he has a 43-point gap.
Yeah.
So a couple more weekends like this past one, Lewis should be right there.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Fred sitting in 4th, 16 behind. Behind Lewis and 16 ahead of Carlos, who is 15 ahead of Leclerc, who is 20 ahead of Norris and Russell, who are tied at 15. 115.
I know
how crazy is it that Lando Norris could outscore George Russell?
It's not crazy. The car's good.
I'm not saying it's crazy because of driver's skill. I know Lando is a better driver than George.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get to is the car, I would say, on paper, the better car is supposed to be the Mercedes, right? Taking a gander at it, right? An A team versus a B team.
Yeah.
So I take that with a lot of weight to it.
Well, at the same point, Alonso could finish 3rd, could finish 4th in the standings, maybe even 3rd in the driver's standings.
Right.
But the team could finish 5th by the end of it all.
See, now, Sean, this is where my blood boils.
Hold on. My blood's going to boil in a second here. I'm trying to find... Oh, here it is. Sorry. All right. Sorry. Some reason.
Here's what Aston Martin needs to do. Grab Liam Lawson. But they won't do that because...
Right.
Do I have to say it? I can't say it. I'll just save my breath.
All right.
We all know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So our next race is from Qatar.
Qatar, whichever one you want to pronounce.
The Formula One Qatar Airways Qatar Grand Prix 2023. Qatar Airways Qatar Grand Prix. Couldn't they just say Formula One Qatar Airways Grand Prix 2023? Right? Same
It
thing.
could, but
Anyways,
you know.
so that's in 2 weeks' time. So looking forward to that, and could potentially have the crowning of a world champ.
Will.
Okay. All right. That wraps up that. All right. Let's move to news and notes.
Wait, do we have our podium predictions?
For what?
You got a week off.
You got a week off.
Oh, that's right.
You got an extra
I'm
week to
thinking.
think about it.
Yeah. All right. Well.
All right.
All right.
So
What, Nate?
Even
Do you want to do
better.
predictions for NASCAR?
No, I don't.
Talladega. Yeah. Who's
Yeah, I'm
gonna win, Sean?
going.
Oh,
I'm picking.
Actually, you know what?
I'm doing JJ Yelly.
Hold on. Who's in the?
I'm going with Brad Keselowski because he's the super speedway ace.
Right.
Going Chase Briscoe.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Oh, nice.
All right. Let's hold on. I'm having a little bit of a moment here. Why isn't this popping up over here? Anyways, so in groundbreaking sponsorship news in NASCAR, and potentially one of the greatest put together sponsorship packages ever.
Ever.
Full
Ever.
full golf clap goes to Stewart-Haas Racing with the announcement that their 2 cars will be sponsored individually by Old Spice and Wonder Bread.
That's amazing.
This is absolutely fantastic news. The only thing that could have been better was if the Fig Newton sponsorship was across the windshield.
But still, what a setup.
See, what I think
What a
would be
setup.
my thing would be fantastic would be, and the only team that's out there and risky enough to do this would be Trackhouse to have the Perrier car.
Oh, just play the villain.
Jeez.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah. That would be way too
That's
good,
the only
Sean.
team. That's the
Yeah.
only team that could pull it. And then you bring Pitbull out, with a bottle of Perrier. That'd be class.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome. Mr. Worldwide there. That'd be awesome. Anyways, so that
Y'all having a good time out there.
yeah, exactly. So that was kind of cool news. In IndyCar news, we had a shootout today with. Oh, wait a minute! There was another piece of breaking news in NASCAR. I forgot about this. This was late.
yes?
This is absolutely fantastic news for me.
For you?
Yes, because driving the number 17 HendrickCars.com. So this person would be a teammate to Young Money, correct? Because that's who Young Money drives, the HendrickCars.com car, right? Number 5?
Yes.
The return of one Boris said
Oh,
to the Charlotte Roval.
That's right. That's right.
Age 61. Age 61. Age 61. Boris looks better than me. I look 61, but Boris is going to be in the car. That is friggin' awesome.
that's awesome.
Well, it's not like he's done nothing. I mean, he's
He's been doing Trans Am.
I know.
No,
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
and it's not. Which are pretty fast cars, and Justin Mark's been driving in it too. So, anyways, so he'll be driving, and then they're gonna give. Oh crap, where is it? Sorry, they have another driver stepping in. Rajay Caruth is going to step in at the last race at Phoenix.
Cool.
Because I think
Very nice.
has he run Xfinity races or truck? Or is he-
Trucks.
truck.
I know
Okay.
trucks.
All right, so he's run at Phoenix. So good. I think that's a good place for him to run.
Yeah.
What the heck? So good for him. Well, there we go. Got some fun. Shout out to Team Hendrick for putting another car out there. I love that. Boris is back. That's awesome.
Well, he has dealerships, so I think the relationship is right there.
It's Boris said BMW, but it's under the Hendricks banner. It's just Boris's name's on it.
Yeah.
And Boris said Volkswagen. So they're in Carlsbad, California, if you're ever in the neighborhood. Anyways, in IndyCar news, we had a big test yesterday, shootout at Barber. Christian could have stayed. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Could have firsthand reported that.
That would have been good.
Actually, if you stopped by, you could have reported that.
If I could even stayed for this weekend, gone to Talladega.
That's true.
Hey, see?
There you go.
Oh well.
Neither of that happened.
No.
If he stayed in Birmingham, he'd still be trying to get back today. Anyways,
Yeah.
we had Oliver Askew. and Christian Rasmussen testing out, or shooting out in the ECR car, driven by RHR and Connor Daly. Now, rumor has it, whoever gets the full-time ride will get the full-time ride. The one that loses out will then have Ed's car on the road courses.
Which, that's not a bad trade-off.
Not a bad trade-off.
No.
And honestly, something that I think ECR needs to do, because I just think they need to do that. Kyle Kirkwood has announced a contract extension with Andretti Global. So that's exciting news. Then we have, on top of his news of bring a beehive environment to the Suzuka circuit, young Sebastian Vettel is rumored to be in line for a seat in the second Jota Sport Porsche 963. His co-drivers could potentially be.
Not confirmed, just potential,
Just
rumored.
rumors.
Who's our erstwhile Team Poland reporter from Florida?
Matt Kotarski, yes.
Matt Kotarski. Matt, hold your hat. Robert Kubica.
Oh,
And the rest of us hold our hats.
Garage 56 favorite.
Garage 56 favorite, Jensen Button.
no. Oh,
Which explains why he's driving the JDC Miller Porsche 963 this next race at
that explains everything.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now that will be
What a
WEC,
lineup.
that'll be a WEC,
What a
WEC
lineup.
lineup. They won't be
Yeah,
running in Europe,
yeah.
in IMSA. That's too bad,
Still.
because the Jota car here would be fun, but
That would be.
maybe they bring it over.
Maybe like the
Just
25th
that
Daytona
one.
or something.
Just that one.
Just do the endurance races.
Just come over and do the 24 hours.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Just to have Vettel.
You could do that one, and you could do Sebring if you wanted to. Sebring would be brutal,
No,
but they would do it.
Sebastian would probably quit. I don't think he'd want to race that. I think Jensen wants to quit after running like down there with
Probably.
the Garage
Yeah.
56 car, which ran there about 8,000 times. Okay, so we have that. Also, let's flip back to IndyCar. The schedule was released.
Before we get to the schedule, who is it?
Oh, yeah.
Kiffin Simpson.
Kiffin Simpson has a ride with Chip Ganassi Racing
That's correct.
for next year.
Yes.
That we forgot to mention that
All right.
last week, but
Yes. So that is the
a fifth car.
fifth car. Now that brings up some interesting things.
Yeah.
Because Honda has only X number of engines. That leads me to believe that Andretti Global will only run 3 cars, and their fourth
That's a given.
their fourth motor will go to Ganassi. That's I think that's the reason there.
That's what I suspect, because you're not going to fill in that 29 car unless you maybe do Indy with someone else, right? But
Well, Mario could step in.
yeah, you could. Yeah.
Probably finish better than most.
All right.
All
The
right.
schedule.
The schedule for IndyCar came out. This is like I've never seen people like get so ballistic about a schedule in my life.
Nate.
Hey, I got a message from Mark Miles.
I don't really.
Bring back the Triple Crown.
Well, let's walk before we run here. All right. Hold on. It keeps bouncing around. Sorry. Fat finger and everything. All right. Here we go. Here comes the schedule. Where's my picture of the schedule? Here we go. Okay. We're going to start the season off March 10th in St. Petersburg. Standing race. This is the one I think this is the one I lose my mind over, which I find no value in, and I think personally it's an affront to IndyCar fans who like to go to the races. We have the Thermal Club $1 million challenge. Great for the teams, bad for the fans, because only X number of people are going to be allowed into the exclusive Thermal Club to see this race.
Is that confirmed?
Yes, it's on the schedule.
Yes.
It's on the schedule.
Yeah.
March 24th. It'll be covered.
No. I mean,
The number of fans
number
are
of
very
fans
limited.
are going to be
yes,
limited.
you are going to be limited to where you can get there. So this is going to be like the U.S. Open at the L.A. Country Club.
okay.
All right. I just don't. I don't like it.
That's just going to be a waste of time.
I don't like it. And also, we're talking about a club track. I don't care the guys go and run, HDP. They run DPI cars there. These are wealthy gentlemen, drivers who can afford to do this and can run their cars there. All right. But we're going to have an IndyCar race there. All right. Makes sense. I'll pass on that one. That might be a boycott permanently too on that one. Next up, Streets of Long Beach.
The rest of the schedule,
April
at least for the
21st,
first half of the season, is pretty standard.
And the schedule is condensed. People need to keep in mind because of the Olympics. Okay, the Summer Olympics are next summer, and NBC is the presenting U.S. TV partner in that.
That's right.
They're trying to work. That NBC's trying to keep the races as much as possible on the big channel, as much as possible, and as few as possible on USA or CNBC. I think they did about as best they could.
Yeah.
So we go to Barber April 28th. Then we go off to Indy for the road course race.
Well, that's the month of May.
Month of May. That starts May 11th and runs to May 26th with the running of the Indy 500. All good. We come back to the streets of Detroit on the USA Network on June 2nd. We then travel to Road America the following week on the big channel on NBC. And then this is where the schedule gets a little goofy now. With the change in the final race going to Nashville, essentially WeatherTech Raceway now happens June 23rd. Now, this is where it doesn't make sense. We travel back from WeatherTech to Mid-Ohio. Why not just run Portland on June 30th?
Yeah.
Or June 23rd in Portland, June 30th, I don't get. All right? I really don't get.
Or
trying to be sustainable.
Bump WeatherTech or bump Laguna Seca further up and put it around Long Beach.
Well, put WeatherTech with Portland. Swap Worldwide. My favorite place, Worldwide Technology Raceway Gateway. Mm-hmm. Why don't they just swap that race for WeatherTech, and WeatherTech goes later in August? I just don't get, like, we're dragging everything to the West Coast and we're dragging it back to the Midwest. Yeah. So we go to Mid Ohio. Then we're in Iowa for 2 races. You can give those to Joseph Newgarden. And then we trailer back to Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the Toronto that has to fit into the city schedule. So I apologize. Got that. All right, copy that. And then off to Worldwide Technology Raceway, followed by a trip to Portland, and then a return visit, thankfully, to the Milwaukee Mile for a doubleheader.
This is good. And it's 2 races.
That I'm looking forward to. 2 races. August 31st and September 1st.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Go ahead and finish it out.
All right. And then we have the season finale at the Crash Fest at Nashville.
And it's going to be even more of a Crash Fest because it's the championship season.
Championship, it's a new track. And anyways. All right. Christian.
I know F1 does some crazy travel, but IndyCar is doing some
stupid travel. Some unnecessary traveling, yes.
So Long Beach and Barber at the start of the season, 1 week apart.
Mm-hmm. You could have went to WeatherTech then. Seriously.
Yeah, right. And then this
is all the work. Essentially, they're working around the Olympics, which is fine. I have no problem with that.
So the Road America to Laguna, and then from Laguna back to Mid-Ohio. It's not great, but it's okay because there's a week in between each of those races.
Yeah.
so you're not scrambling.
Not scrambling, but you could have put.
But the crazier one is Gateway to Portland to Milwaukee.
Yes.
That's four
and
races.
If you look at the Portland race, that's on the 25th. The first Milwaukee race is 6 days later, on the 31st, which means you have to be in Portland. You have to be in Milwaukee by I think Thursday is load-in.
Yeah.
So I don't. And you have to reconfigure the cars into. They'll just drag cars up from Indianapolis.
I was gonna say,
I get it. I know, but it makes no sense.
No. So, I don't even know.
But overall, I'm fine with this. Like the tracks they go into, I'm fine. I'm not gonna miss Texas at all.
But there's only one super speedway.
I really don't care. I don't like watching races at Texas because I think someone's seriously going to get hurt really bad there. The track is too fast for the Indy cars, and I don't want to see some guy. I don't want to see some guy in the fence.
No, me neither. But I'm telling you,
Nate.
Nate,
I'll be honest. Nate, I'll be honest with you. When they go to Iowa, they put on a damn good race there. They go to Gateway, they put on a good race there. They're going to go to Milwaukee, and they're going to put on a great race there. They don't need to be on super speedways. If they were on another mile and a half like Richmond, I'd love it. Okay, or they could go back to Phoenix. But there's no need.
What are your thoughts?
There's just
what
no
are your
need.
thoughts on Pocono and Michigan?
I would rather be at Michigan than Pocono. Pocono's outdated. That's a bad place. Bad accidents happen there. It's not. It's Robbie Wickens. Just saying.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I've been to the race in 2017, and they put on a great show.
I get it. I get it. But I don't think that. I just think that track is just.
No, I'm not advocating for anyone to get hurt. But motorsports is inherently dangerous.
I know. And if you don't like it, get a dog. I know. But I don't want to see. I just think the racing I think there's a high level of risk that's unnecessary at Texas. At Michigan, they can run 3 wide at points, which I have no problem with. I don't know why they don't go back there, but I think I know the reason. There's no fan base that goes there anymore. It's like back in the kart days.
It's the Midwest.
No, back in the kart days when they ran the kart cars there, they were fast and they like to see them. Now these cars aren't. They don't like seeing it. I mean, we saw them. I mean, they're fast at Indy, but I think Indy's the acceptable place to. Anyways. So, not going to miss Texas. That's just my opinion. I'm all for going to Milwaukee. Honestly, for somebody from the East Coast here, it's a very easy flight to Milwaukee. You stay downtown in Milwaukee, and you pretty much you can walk to the track from there, or catch an Uber. It's not that far from downtown. So, looking forward to that. All right, that's. I think that rustles up all the IndyCar news. Some F1 news. Couple things while scanning the internet today, the interwebs. Have you guys really thought about? Find it odd that Ryo Harikawa was named the test driver for McLaren?
Yeah, because wasn't he on Manor as a driver full time?
No, he was at.
Who am I mixing that up with?
There was another Japanese driver that was there.
Oh, okay.
So Rio's been in Super Formula. He's been in Super GT. And he's on the WEC team for Toyota.
Yeah, he's a Toyota driver.
When he was in, he was a Toyota driver. So let's go down the rabbit hole. Has McLaren got an engine partner?
Oh, no, come on.
Spotted in the paddock at Suzuka this weekend.
Oh.
Post announcement with Rio was one Akira Toyoda, chairman of the Toyota Motor Corporation.
It's happening.
Also spotted in the paddock at the race, Kaz Nakajima,
Kazumari Yamauchi, the Gran Turismo creator.
chairman of Toyota Gazoo Racing.
Oh.
When asked why so many Toyota officials at the race, Nakajima said, "I can't go into much detail."
What does this mean?
Stay tuned. All right. Elsewhere, rumor has it that Andretti is going to get it will be nominated by the FIA. However, the badging process for the first year, I believe, that may not be an Alpine.
So
Could be something else. Red Bull power plant? No, because that's a Ford. Could be Honda. Who's coming back?
Yeah. That early though?
Yes.
or if Andretti,
Jeez.
if we assume Andretti gets it, they're coming in 26.
Yes.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
that's when
The Cadillac.
Red Bull
That's
powertrains
the-
and
that's the-
Ford.
the
is
Cadillac-
that, and
Cadillac-
Well, that's the
Honda.
Aston Martin deal as well
Yeah.
with
Right.
Honda.
Now, Honda, right. Okay. Now, I think they're still going to link up with Cadillac. I'm just saying that they may have an engine lease program or something because they do run there. So just throwing things out there. All right. I find that McLaren Toyota thing interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does raise an eyebrow.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's food
shout
for
out to
thought.
autoracing1.com for throwing that one out there and doing some digging. So that was good news. Mick Schumacher could be at Alpine.
Could be, yes. I did see this.
Guido van der Garde is off to Peugeot. He will be part of the WEC team there.
Well, the Alpine WEC team.
That's correct.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Not Alpine F1.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
right.
clarify
Just want to make that
one.
clear. Yeah.
So just throwing that out there. Throwing it.
Unbelievable.
Wild
much news.
Wild stuff. Wild speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how I caught you guys off guard with that little Toyota thing.
Like I kind of mentioned
Yeah, that
earlier in the podcast, HPD has rebranded
Yes.
as Honda Racing Corporation US
That's right.
to align itself with the
Worldwide brand.
the worldwide brand.
So the Acuras, it won't be Acuras, they can be Hondas.
Yes, that's kind
That's
of
exciting news.
the trigger
Right.
for that.
that smells like Le Mans. That smells of
yeah,
Le
that's-
Mans.
does smell like Le Mans.
That's pretty much it.
What else? Proton, who runs the WeatherTech Porsches, that has confirmed they'll run two cars, one in WEC, the other in IMSA. So that's good news for both sides of the fence there. So the extra Porsche 963 in the works there, and then we'll see what happens with Toyota in their second car. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Well,
All right.
great news. Oh, God.
All right. Next
Yeah,
week.
this
Next
is
weekend,
really exciting stuff.
we can maybe go off the reservation, discuss other things
Yeah. Yeah. Other than
as we look ahead to Qatar.
yeah.
Oh,
And Talladega, Sean.
do we look ahead to Qatar and Petit Le Mans same weekend? Believe so. All the bigwigs from IMSA were testing at Road Atlanta this week.
Yeah. Checking.
That's always a wild race, but Le Mans.
No, we got one
Oh,
more.
it's the following. It's
Yeah.
middle weekend, the 15th,
Yeah. The 14th.
14th, 15th.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. On that note,
Good night.
Thank you guys for listening to the Red Mist Podcast, hosted by Christian Abbott, Sean Abbott, and Nathan Lavin. It's produced by Christian Abbott, and music is by Alex Ward, and Harrison Tate.